bringing you the spirit of the Northwest. We are KATU. Now, Channel 2 News.
A sudden end to a high-speed chase through Portland neighborhoods. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jeff Gianola.
And I'm Steve Dunn. Good evening, everybody. It is a challenge for any police officer deciding whether to pursue a fleeing driver through residential streets. That's a decision one Portland police officer had to make in a high-speed chase this afternoon. That pursuit was centered in the streets of Southeast Portland and came to an end near the intersection of Southeast Division and 50th. As Tom Rinaldi reports, the chase ended with the driver in custody and a police car in a wreck.
It lasted only 4 minutes, but it left 4 cars damaged, if not totaled, including this stolen 300ZX and several blocks away, this Portland police cruiser. Police took Eric Pressgrove into custody after a high-speed chase through Southeast Portland's Hawthorne neighborhood. He allegedly smashed into 2 cars before crushing the front end of the one he was driving, all while pedestrians looked on.
If we'd have been there just a little ahead, we'd have been caught in this thing. So we were just so grateful.
The driver of the police car, Officer Kim Adams, suffered only minor injuries thanks to her airbag deploying when she swerved to avoid another car hit by the fleeing driver. But should the chase have continued even along residential and narrow streets?
If that person is driving so reckless that we think they're too much of a danger to the community to continue our pursuit of them, we'll cut off the pursuit.
Fortunately, there were no children crossing at the time of the police chase here along Southeast 55th and Hawthorne. This is ultimately where the police cruiser ended up, smashed into the trunk of this tree. But take a look just a few feet away at this swing set. The fact that a child could have been out here playing is what has disturbed families about a high-speed police chase in their neighborhood.
Molly and David Hilts and their 2 children live right across the street from where the police car swerved and jumped the sidewalk.
You know, there was people out here moving around right before it happened. Somebody could have easily been killed.
It didn't do her any good driving fast because she wrecked her car and could have killed somebody and didn't catch the person, but they caught him anyway because they had other people after him.
Nobody was seriously hurt in the chase, but the mangled cars along the way didn't help anyone feel any better. Tom Rinaldi, Channel 2 News.
According to police, Eric Pressgrove, the alleged driver of the stolen car, was arrested last month for providing false information to police. Officer Kim Adams will appear in front of an accident review committee, which is standard police policy.
A landslide tonight on the Oregon coast has completely blocked Highway 101. The landslide occurred about 6 tonight. Now the story of a Portland woman trying to solve one problem with one thing in her way, her local government. In 4 years, Molly Hilts has had a car crash into her house. Other cars land on her property. She's even seen a police car totaled across the street. Here's the area we're talking about, southeast at 55th and Hawthorne in the Mount Tabor neighborhood. Molly Hilts has gone to the extraordinary lengths to try to solve this problem, so now she's fed up. Tom Rinaldi has her story, one woman going round and round with the government, and every time running into red tape.
On a clear day, Hawthorne Boulevard offers a beautiful view of Portland, a city that prides itself on being different, a city whose leaders proclaim it the city that works. But what works here, on street level? That's a question Molly Hilts has pondered from her picture window for about 4 years now, pondering how to fix the intersection of Hawthorne and Southeast 55th, the one right in front of her house. A narrow S-curve over a steep crown in the road, an intersection that 4 years ago sent a car flying into her house.
I looked at Dave and he looked at me, and it was like, the car just went into the house. I mean, I didn't even know what had happened, and we ran out the door, and the car was embedded in here, just blew the stairs up, and Dave just immediately put his foot on the hood as the guy was getting out of the car and looking to us like he was trying to make a getaway.
That car caused more than $20,000 in damage and stopped just 7 feet away from Molly Hilts and her baby boy, Wade. Was it a freak accident, a rarity? Molly Hilts found out it wasn't and came up with her own geographical accident history of the intersection. The X's are all crashes, 26 crashes in the past 5 years. 12 crashes in the past 12 months. The latest crash happened just 3 months ago when a police cruiser smashed into a tree across from Molly Hilts' house during a high-speed chase. The accident happened just 2 minutes after Molly's babysitter and her children had gotten out of their car.
I don't understand it. Does someone have to die here in order to get something done?
This stretch of Southeast Hawthorne, which leads directly down to the intersection in front of Molly Hilts' house, is a fairly short stretch of road, which is ironic, because the stretch of road that Molly Hilts has been on to try to change this intersection has been anything but short.
Different proposals I've come up with.
In the past 4 years, Molly Hilts has compiled a notebook with over 100 pages in her efforts to change the intersection. She's taken a traffic management class at Portland State. She drew up her own solution to the problem, a curb extension to guide traffic more clearly. She even offered to pay for it herself. On top of all that, she's contacted 27 government officials, 27, to help her solve the problem. Everyone from traffic engineers to the mayor. Where has all her work gotten her?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I've tried everything, and I just want a safe intersection, and I don't know why it's such a hard thing to get.
Even people in government don't get it.
4 years. It should not have taken that long. It's ridiculous.
That's how Molly Hilts feels. It's ridiculous, and she's lost after 4 years on a road to nowhere in the city that works. Tom Rinaldi, Channel 2 News.
Well, the story of Molly Hilts trying to solve her problems and make her neighborhood safer doesn't stop here. Tomorrow, we get the government's version of why nothing has been done. We talked to some of the officials Molly talked to during her 4-year odyssey. You'll hear their reasons why the problem remains unsolved and why one person keeps running into red tape. That's tomorrow on Channel 2 News at 5, and you won't want to miss that.
We definitely want to hear that side.
Yeah.
Getting on a list, giving you the runaround, going to another department. It's your local government. The government Molly Hilts has pleaded with for 4 years to solve her problem. She's had a car crash into her house, cars on her property, even seen a police car crash across the street. It's all happened in front of her house at the intersection of Southeast 55th and Hawthorne in the Mount Tabor neighborhood. Tonight we find out that everyone agrees the situation is dangerous, and we try to find out why Molly Hilts has been running into red tape.
Molly Hilts has been living with scenes like this for 4 years.
When this last accident happened, I just felt like, that's it. I mean, what do I have to do?
What she's trying to do is fix this. The intersection of Southeast 55th and Hawthorne, a sharp S-curve over a steep crown in the road, an intersection that 2 years ago sent a car flying into the Hilts house, and an intersection that's seen 26 accidents in the past 5 years. Molly's marked each one with an X.
I want to feel safe. This is where I live. I want to feel comfortable, and there's no reason why that this shouldn't be a safe intersection.
To make it safe, she's put together a 100-plus page notebook, designed a curb extension to guide traffic more clearly, even offered to pay for it herself. She contacted 27 city officials and got absolutely nowhere.
Every time I go up higher, I get sort of funneled down to a certain person, and they've been very helpful, but they can't do anything.
We wanted to find out why. So, armed with Molly Hilts' notebook, our first stop was the city's Department of Transportation, where Molly had already contacted 9 officials.
She actually sent me a Christmas card this year, so.
Traffic engineer Mike Coleman said the intersection was ranked 12th most dangerous in the city, but probably wouldn't get fixed for several more years.
As a city employee, I don't have the authority to just start moving money around or something like that.
Who does?
But, well, I think it would be a city council in deciding how to actually allocate capital improvement money.
So, we went to a city commissioners meeting to talk to the commissioner in charge of transportation, Charlie Hales. We showed him the 100-page notebook and the list of 27 names.
Does that list surprise you?
It's bad.
Hale's name is also on the list. So can he get the money to fix the intersection?
Could I, by fiat, say, we'll take care of you, Molly? No, I can't do that.
Only the legislature can.
Yes. Yeah, the legislature controls the gas tax.
So, we visited Molly Hilts' state representative, and guess where he lives? On 56th and Hawthorne, 1 block away from Molly Hilts and the intersection itself. We showed him Molly's book and list and asked him, who can get the intersection fixed and by when?
Well, I would say the city can get it fixed. By when, I don't know. I think you'd have to, again, we'll ask Charlie about that.
So, from the Department of Transportation to the city commissioner to the state representative, we ended up back with Molly. But wait a minute. Remember, Molly Hilts offered to pay for a curb extension herself, one just like this. She says it would only cost about $9,000 and would solve the problems in the intersection. Why can't she build it?
We've been wanting to do this for 4 years, and yet if I do, I'd probably get in trouble for it.
If she got out there this weekend and started to build that project, what would happen to her?
Well, she'd have a problem because she's working in the public street.
So, whatever she did would likely get some immediate action. It would get torn up. Now, after 4 years of work, unable to fix the intersection herself, unable to find out who can get the money to fix it, unable to figure out who to call next, Molly Hilts finds herself tangled up in red tape on the eternal S-curve of government. Tom Rinaldi, Channel 2 News.
Well, the city says there are 2 solutions for Molly Hilts' problem. First, higher taxes. An increase in the state gas tax by 10 cents a gallon would give work crews enough money to build a better intersection. The second solution, better, slower drivers. By the way, we got a call today from the city. An engineer is scheduled to head out to Molly Hilts' house tomorrow to see what, if anything, can be done to speed up the fixing of her problem.
Well, that's something. Yeah.
This is your cell, Mary Clarence. My what? Your cell. Your room. Oh, Mary. No wonder you waited till now to speak.